What's up guys, and welcome back to my channel. You already know the vibes. If you're new, drop a comment down below, let me know where you're coming from. If you're not new and you're returning your sub, I see you, drop a comment down below and just show me some love. Make sure you're following me on all my socials, Chanell A Wallace on TikTok and Food with Chanell on everything else. And we're back with another video. I've missed you guys, I hope you've missed me. I had to take a couple of days because, you know, last week was the Jamaican Independence Extravaganza, and then I actually have not been feeling the greatest. So, you know, again, I like to show you guys the human side, not just the content creator side where it's all, hey, I'm in a really good mood. Like, no, sometimes, you know, the mood can be a bit flat. But I've missed you guys, I've missed filming, so we're back with a video. This is going to be a two-part video, like some of the videos that I do normally. So I'm going to be making a whole dish, but you're going to get one part of the recipe today and another part tomorrow. And what I'm going to be making today is my honey, I think, I'm trying to remember what the name that I gave it was. Honey mint glazed lamb chops, yeah. Honey mint glazed lamb chops. And basically I made it on TikTok a while ago, everyone loved it, and I paired it with these like loaded cheddar and broccoli potatoes. Oh, it was so nice. I've actually not made it since then apart from a dinner party, so I've not like recorded it or anything, so I thought I'd make it again. I'm gonna do the loaded potatoes slightly different just because of the ingredients I've got at home, but it's still gonna taste banging. So if you're watching this one now, you're here for the lamb chops, the honey mint glazed lamb chops, and the ingredients list will be in the description down below. Let's get straight into it and make some honey glazed mint lamb chops. Okay, so this is basically everything that you are going to need. I pre-seasoned my lamb chops already. I'm only using 3 today, but if you're serving 2 people, double the recipe basically. Okay, so I'll put all of the seasonings I used listed, and I've got a stock cube, but I'm only going to use half of it. I may even use a quarter of it because you don't need the whole thing. If you was using maybe like 6 to 8 lamb chops, you would use the whole stock cube. Then you need some honey, some chopped garlic, some red onion and some fresh thyme, and that is it. Okay, so sometimes what I do, I will season up the lamb with the chopped garlic, but because I don't want it to burn, I'm going to add it afterwards. So I'm just going to get a pan here, add some oil to the base. Okay, and once the pan is hot, I'm just going to add in your seasoned lamb chops, and this recipe also works for lamb leg steaks or lamb chops of course. And you're just going to leave it to sear on both sides, so don't touch it once it hits the oil. You want to maybe leave it for about 3 minutes and then we're going to flip it over. Okay, and then after about 3 minutes we're just going to flip these over. See, this is what you want a nice sear on both sides, and then you'll just leave it for another 3 minutes on the other side, and then we're going to remove some of this oil because there's a little bit too much in there, and then we're going to add in the garlic and the onion. Once it's been 3 minutes, I'm just going to push this to the side a bit and remove some of that oil. So the bottom of the pan should still have like oil there, but not as much as before. And then I'm just going to pour in all these vegetables here. So the garlic, well actually I'm going to remove the thyme and add that in a sec. But I'm going to add in the garlic and the onion now. By this point, your heat should be on like a medium. So start it off on like a medium-high heat and then turn it down to medium once you've got the garlic in there and the onions. Just fry off the onions and the garlic a little bit and then push your lamb chops to the side. Okay, and then once they've started to let out their fragrance, you should be able to smell the garlic and the onions. Just bring your lamb chops back in. Add the fresh thyme in the middle. And then we're going to cover the bottom of the pan with some boiling water. And when I say cover, I mean legit. It's not much, so if I move the thyme so that the thyme is just soaked in that water, you just want enough to cover the base of the pan, like this. And then you're going to add in, let me say I'm going to add in a quarter of the lamb stock cube, not the whole thing, because it can get quite salty, so you don't want to add too much to that. So let that dissolve in there as well. Just mash it down into the water. And then once you've done that, add a little bit of Maggi Liquid Seasoning, so I'd say maybe like a teaspoon of Maggi Liquid Seasoning. And then leave it like this, but you're going to need to check on it every now and then. So I'm going to put it between medium and low, and I'm going to leave it like this. It shouldn't take long, maybe about 15 minutes, but that water is going to evaporate and then there'll be nothing at the bottom of the pan. You may need to add in some more water gradually, but we'll check on it in maybe like 5 to 10 minutes and see how it's doing. Okay, so I've checked on it about 4 minutes in, and look, the water's practically nearly gone, so I need to just add some more again just to cover the bottom of the pan, almost so that it's just covering the vegetables that I've put in there. I've turned the heat again to about a low, medium low. You don't want it to be bubbling, just like simmering like this, and I'll check on it again in about 10 minutes. Okay, so I've got my broccoli steaming in the back for the other recipe. So that's what's going on there. But as for our lamb chops, they're still cooking down nicely. The reason why I like to do this, look, it makes the meat nice and soft. That's what you want. You want it to get more tender. And then you glaze it and oh, it's delicious. I was actually going to add some carrots to this to glaze as well, so I may do that. I'm thinking to add them now. So I've got some carrots here that I've just chopped up, and I am just going to put these around the lamb. Shouldn't need to add more water really, because it's still got a good amount in there, and these carrots will steam. That's kind of what we want. And then we're going to add the honey to the pan. So there's a little bit of water left there, so I'm just going to add that in. And then I'm going to put the lid back on and check on it again in about 10 minutes. The lamb still needs to soak up some of those juices from the bottom, along with the carrots that still need to cook. So again, we'll check on it in another 20 minutes. Another 20 minutes, we'll check on it in another 10 minutes. And then our lamb chops again with our carrots. So they've probably been in the pan for about half an hour at this point, 25 minutes to half an hour. And this is what we want. The meat is nice and tender, and you've got practically minimal juice in the bottom of the pan, and your carrots are not totally soft, but they're getting there, because now it's time to caramelize everything. So if you look at those lamb chops, they look nice and juicy. So what we're going to do now, this is the fun part, my favorite part of the whole recipe. You'll probably need about a tablespoon of honey, but we'll see. I'm going to go in with half first, because we're going to, actually no, it should be about a tablespoon because of the carrots now. So just drizzle with honey all over the top. Just get that excess off as well. And then immediately after you've done that, flip the chops over. Give the carrots a bit of a mix, just so that that honey gets over them and everything. And then just again another, let me say a 3/4 tablespoon now, because you're just going to concentrate on the lamb. Just enough to cover each piece. And then again, leave that like that on a low heat. This is all going to reduce down. As you can see, it's looking delicious already. But all of that's going to reduce down and get nice and sticky. So just cover that and come back to it again in about, we'll check on it in 5 minutes. Okay, and then this is about 4 minutes later. As you can see, it's getting nice and sticky and glazed now. This is what you want. So if you can see, that's nice and juicy. Just flip these again and then put the lid back on, and then when we flip them back over for the final time, we should be ready to serve. But as you can see, all that sauce has gone now, which is what we want. We just want everything to be caramelized and juicy like this. Okay, so I left it on that side for about 2 minutes. So I'm again just gonna turn this back over now. Oh, look, and see that? I just turned that and that little piece came off. So that's how you know it's nice and tender and juicy. Listen, you guys know I take the first bite at the table. Obviously I couldn't just let that bit go, do you know what I mean? Banging. Look at that. Look at that, the caramelized carrots with the lamb chops. This is like one of my favorite things to eat, man. Try this at home, let me know what you think. Look at that, and look at those carrots there. Delicious. So that is how you make your glazed mint lamb chops with caramelized carrots on the side. Make sure you tune in tomorrow to get the side to go along with this, which is the loaded broccoli and cheddar potatoes. So we've got our plate here, and I'm just going to add the potato to it first, and then our honey glazed lamb chops to go on the plate as well, which look delicious. Just gonna put that there. And then just to finish it off, some of those caramelized carrots on the side. As I said, this would serve, the 3 lamb chops would serve 1, but the carrots would serve 2. So, you know, if you add in 1 more lamb chop, you're good to go. But I am going to add the full ingredients list for if you're cooking it for 2 people. This right here is just a 1-person serving. And then here we have it, guys. Those juicy honey mint glazed lamb chops, caramelized carrots, and those loaded cheddar and broccoli potatoes. Tell me that doesn't look divine. Let's give this a taste. As you guys can see, absolutely one of my favorite recipes ever. Those lamb chops there. If you're here for the lamb chops recipe, there you go. You can't go wrong with this. If you don't like broccoli, try that and come back to me and let me know what you thought. Honestly, banging. And then these caramelized carrots that are just It's a wonder how carrots can become so delicious. I'm sorry, those carrots there, beautiful. Now look at that. Now look at that lamb, juicy, glazed to perfection. One of my favorites. That lamb, yeah, one of my favorite things ever to cook, ever. Look, it's just nice and glazed and juicy and wonderful. Trust me, I'm telling you, pair it alongside this. So this is the perfect bite now. You've got the potato and the lamb. Add one of those caramelized carrots on there. That's everything you need. Just get that cheese there. The flavors intensify as you eat. It's one of those meals, you taste it and you're like, oh, then it keeps going and you're like, okay. Then you're like, all right, Master Chef in the making, okay. Hands down, one of my favorite recipes. Works well, so well together, so well. Absolutely mad combo. It's crazy. This is the reason why you should try it. So if you're seeing this now, you've got to the end of both recipes and I'm letting you know the ting tastes fire, and you need to see this so that you know that I'm not lying and you need to try it yourself. This is one of the best things I've cooked in so long. And I've made this before. I've made it before, so I don't know why I'm going on like brand new, but underrated, man. Thank you so much for watching this video. Thank you so much for your patience. I know you guys want the recipes daily, and don't worry, I got you. A lot of people have been asking me for certain recipes. Sorry, I feel like I've got food in my mouth. A lot of people have been asking me for certain recipes. Believe me, between 1, inflation of prices, and 2, I cook every day, so it's really hard to be getting everything in and keeping a quite healthy-ish lifestyle, so bear with me. But if you've got to the end of this, you've seen the taste test of one part of the food, all of the food, whichever part, you've seen some of it. If you came for the lamb and you haven't seen the recipe for the loaded potatoes, click on the video, comment up now and go make that tour. You need to make the whole thing. This is a whole situation together. So if you came for the lamb and you haven't watched this, watch this. If you came for the loaded potato skins and you've not watched that, watch that. I'm telling you, you will thank me. Make this for your gal, make this for your man, and make this for your parents. I'm telling you. Obviously, if anybody is vegan or vegetarian, then you know it ain't gonna work. But I will do a vegan situation of the potatoes. But thank you so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed this one, drop a comment. I'm seeing some comments from my people that are far and wide. Someone commented, and please forgive me if I'm getting the country wrong, but it's Apple that helped me out. Saint Helena. I hope that's right, because I saw the flag and I thought, hold on, I don't know where this is. Googled the flag and it said Saint Helena, and it's in between. Alright, like you got Africa here, Europe here, America here. It's like in the middle. Sorry, you guys probably couldn't see that, but it's in the middle and it's a small tiny island. And I think if you dropped the comment saying that that's where you're from, you dropped a flag, honestly, I appreciate you. When I hear things like that, like people are watching in India, New Zealand, Australia, America, Jamaica, worldwide, baby. Worldwide. This is what we want, so that everyone can be eating good, feeling good. This is what this channel is about. So yeah, I appreciate all of you. Drop a comment down below. Let me know if you enjoyed this one. See you in the next video.